It seemed like centuries ago when the monks crossed the mountain to Malibu, El Camino, and a sipping tea lemonade room. We ponder all that we can lose in a theater of dark. The cross of Jesus sees it all. Oh, his red blood's on the bar.
Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Benched. My name is Rudy Jean Rigg and I'm pretty sure I'm taller than Sabrina Carpenter.
Hey, my name is Hannah Wilkinson. I am a former football player, that's soccer. And fun fact about me, I still listen to Avril Lavigne.
And I'm Mitch Brown, and I have my dog pants on, and I really love dogs. You know what? You want to know why?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because they are like the most elite ally.
Yeah.
Of
Right?
you.
No, of like everyone, like queer community, everyone. It's just like they don't judge. They come to the door when you get home. They're happy. They don't ask questions.
Yeah.
They provide safety for you.
True.
Hugs,
That's
cuddles.
all you need. What else do you need?
Perfect ally. How is everyone going?
I'm good.
Good.
I'm really good. I've started playing a new video game.
What is it?
I'm like-
Let me guess.
Okay.
Sasquatch. Sorry, I'm just reading your hat.
My hat is a cool...
Sasquatch.
I actually love that.
Yeah. I'm a big cryptid fan, so I've got a Sasquatch hat on.
Really cool.
Do you want to take another shot at the game? I'm sure you can get it.
Call of Duty.
No.
Terrible guess.
No.
Terrible.
No, you, Rudy. You're like fantasy Zelda.
Yeah.
Sword
Yeah,
slash
definitely.
magic.
Yeah, that's my vibe.
What is that game called? My brothers used to play it all the time, like Heart or something.
Kingdom Hearts.
Kingdom Hearts.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good one. No, unfortunately, I'm not playing the great classics.
Tell us.
I'm playing the modern classic Marvel Rivals, which is like what they call a hero shooter.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like team based, and it's kind of like there's a lot of sports stuff that I'm bringing to the game. I'm terrible at it. Still playing against robots, but haven't made it to
against
the
robots.
Sorry?
These days. Aren't we all playing against robots these days?
Those dang clankers. Those dang clankers.
Hey, speaking of sport, AFLW season started. How
I know.
cool. And our very own friend of the
I
podcast,
know.
of course, our first guest,
Yeah.
Darcy
Darcy.
Bessio. What a start.
I know.
They scored
Awesome.
2 goals in the opener.
That's so
So
good.
So good.
Hell yeah. That's
must have
such a strong start.
been our energy.
I know. I think we really imparted something within them. I think they really took a lot. I would say that like we single-handedly, I think I felt something that night when that was happening. I was like, Darcy's doing something good.
Yeah. So for any budding sports stars out there,
Yeah.
please come on the podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the very next week,
Yeah.
you
Give
will
me the
play
energy.
the best game
Give
of
me
your
the
life.
energy.
Yes. Yeah.
Interesting thing about that game, they had it at Marvel Stadium, and there was a lot of debate around sort of filling out those stadiums versus going to a smaller location. There was like an article that talked about fan experiences. Like I think it was a double header for the men's game before, right? I think started at like 10,000 people, which 10,000 people are like that's amazing. These turnouts for these women's games, I'm stoked.
Yeah, we saw that and the same sort of argument or issue for the international game
Yeah,
with
yeah.
The W, the Australia versus Ireland at North Sydney Oval. There was calls for it. It was of course a sellout. There was calls to move it to the SCG. I think there's 40,000 there.
Yeah.
Build it and they will come.
Exactly.
Like
exactly.
put it for the fans.
Yeah.
I'm guaranteed they would have packed it out.
Yeah.
It's interesting, but as a former player, I don't know if you know, but I played.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
What?
Oh my God.
And it'd be interesting. I mean, badminton would have
Yeah.
had like thousands of fans. I'm sorry.
We had like,
Hannah, let's talk. Sorry.
sorry, I'll just
Ball sports.
let
No,
me.
to all the badminton fans out there, I love you. I see you. You belong. No, as Hannah, as a player that played,
You can call it what it is. A ball sport player. Okay.
Ball sport. We're on the field. We're
yeah,
going
yeah,
ball.
yeah.
There's
for our
similarities
African
there.
friends out there, cool. So, yeah, I would have preferred to play at a packed local ground rather than
Smaller.
an empty, MCG.
Yeah.
With the same, so if you've got 10,000 turning up to a packed local game or 10,000 turning up at the MCG,
Yeah.
I would be playing, or even 20,000 at the MCG, it's still going to be feeling empty.
Yeah.
It's like tumbleweeds.
I think the fans were saying, it's way better atmosphere when you've got what feels like an absolute packed, smaller stadium. But when you've got something like the Australia-Ireland matchup, for example, is that when you have the demand, it's almost like, don't set a precedent where it's like, make it small because then it will be packed out. It's sort of like, it gives the impression that, well, it's going to look bad if you don't fill it out. Whereas if you actually gave the opportunity, it probably would have filled out the whole damn thing. So it's a hard one, but I'm with you. I love, as a player, I love being in a smaller place, massive crowd.
Yeah.
Well, there is rumours next year, I don't know if it's been confirmed, that the Australian-Ireland W game will be played in Ireland.
Really?
And let's see it at Croke Park. I think there's like 90,000 capacity at Croke Park in Ireland, in Dublin.
Whoa, that'd be epic.
So let's see that.
Yeah.
Talking about sellouts and packed out.
Okay.
Hey, I launched a documentary.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wait, so are you selling out now or are you packed out? Which one have you done, Mitch?
Last week was the premiere for the Melbourne International Film Festival, and it featured 5 footy shorts.
How cool.
That is awesome.
Myth is the best.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
It took me like a couple of months to get this, but the pun, footy shorts.
Oh my God.
So it was a bunch of film shorts, 15 minutes, about footy shorts.
Okay.
It was so cool. Obviously, like a documentary about me. I get the ick with myself sometimes.
I made one too. Don't worry about it.
Was part of that. And it was really cool. But the other 4 documentaries, I mean, this was the second year running for the footy shorts, part of the Melbourne Institute, part of MIF. These are the untold stories and about sport that make sport so great and why we all love it. At the end of the day, like teams winning premierships or the best players kicking goals every week or whatever is just sort of like, I don't know, noise compared to the depth of these stories. And it was interesting that, these 5 stories, which included a First Nations football club, talking about our wonderful African players in the W and the men's competitions, another one about the first Chinese league or team in Melbourne.
Oh yeah, I saw a team. Social post about that. I didn't even know. That's so cool. Yeah.
And then the other one about North Melbourne Cheer Squad. And they were all loving films and warmth, but there was something the theme that was quite striking with all 5 footy shorts, and it was about exclusion.
Yeah.
I know, like it. But there is a silver lining. So they all had these stories of exclusion, but with exclusion came finding your community.
Yeah.
And building and reconnecting with these sports or the game that you love, football for all of us, with these footy short films, reconnecting with the game you love through community and the power of community.
Sure.
And I mean, we're on this podcast to create a community and the love for sport and providing this safe, awesome chat about sport. And so it was like this, stark reality of exclusion that exists in our sport, but also the opportunity that there is always safe places for sports-loving people to find and feel like they belong and reconnect with the sport they love. So
awesome.
Anyway, it's out in the world. You can stream it on the MIF website.
That's so cool.
And it was just beautiful. So
oh my God.
Congrats. That's so exciting.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Hannah, that's a tough thing to follow. Sorry about
really
that.
Hard, I know.
Yeah.
I don't know what to follow with that. I think it's important, like, if those sort of showcases, because you get to understand the perspectives of, different people and how they view sport through that certain perspective. And it gets you thinking about, how people are experiencing sport in their own specific ways. So that's going to be awesome. I can't wait to watch it.
Well, hang on, Hannah. I just want to, we obviously launched the podcast. We had our first guest, Darcy Vesta, and our first episode. at the launch, we had a launch as well,
Yeah, I
which
know.
was like epic.
right.
It was
so
so
good.
cool, so much fun. We
cool.
played the game. What game was that? The-
Pathological. Yeah.
man.
So good.
Hannah, your honours and awards, your resume.
Yeah.
Oh my God, you are the goat of soccer.
Yeah.
No, but
There's Lionel Messi and you.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
It's high praise. No, I think there was a typo in the
No.
a little bit, so it made me sound a lot better than it actually was. But I almost left it. Just keep it there.
I knew you were like incredible.
Oh,
Yeah.
thank you. No, that's,
Oh my!
that's very nice.
If
No.
anyone's listening out there and you don't know, look up Hannah's Wikipedia and
Yeah.
go down to the awards and honours list, and it's just like you're epic. You're like,
Oh
this
my
is
God.
royalty, and of course, Rudy, like royalty badminton.
No, I'm more of a royalty as being like an internet gremlin. I don't worry about the badminton at this point. I'm happy to
Yeah.
see that because that's insane. Hannah.
No. It was
Yeah,
fun.
I'm crushing over you. So
Yeah.
No, don't. Please
Every
don't
time
do that.
I just know
good.
you as Hannah because one of the first
Yeah.
time, I think the first time I met you, I did a Donald Trump impression. I don't know, but I didn't know who you were, and I think now maybe if I knew who
I
you
actually
were,
remember that. Yeah.
I wouldn't have done that, not because I think you like Trump, because I know you don't, but because, when
hope you know I
someone's very cool and you're like, I'm not going to do my vulnerable Donald Trump impression in front of
No,
this
do
person.
anything like that. That was funny. I remember that actually.
Yeah, and then I learned, and then now you're right. Like every time I talk to someone, I go, "Oh, Mitch Brown and Hannah," and everyone's always like, "Mitch Brown and Hannah Wilkinson," and I'm like, "Yeah, you're telling me." Yeah, like it's crazy, but it's it's insane. Our guest this week has made Australian television history. They have one of the internet's most loyal queer communities. And on a sporting front, they've been sharing their journey with fitness, running, and well-being online for years. And they are an official WAG, yes, that is a reclaimed word, to AFLW superstar Tilly Lucas-Rod. We are so jazzed to have this guest on our bench this week. They are none other than this superstar themselves, Kath Ebbs. Thanks so much for joining us, Kath. We're so freaking excited that you were able to fly down from your Bondi bubble and join us to get benched, to be honest.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. It's the first time I've been on the bench.
Are
I'm
you?
very sporty.
Are you?
Yeah.
I mean, we could have got like a harder bench. I feel we kind of selected maybe a more comfier.
For people like me.
Yeah. Well, only the best.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Well, tell us how your week's been. I mean, you've come down from Sydney,
Yes.
here in Melbourne, bit of a weather change, bit of a
Yeah,
shock
no.
to the system, probably.
Yeah. No, I was saying before actually that like I'm very blessed. I've been staying luckily in a place that has like the heating that comes through the floor. And so I've been like, wait, this is how like other bougie people live. I'm not feeling the seasons. I'm like, Melbourne winter, what? I could live here. So no, it's been really nice. And I have beautiful friends in Melbourne. So it's been so nice just seeing all my friends,
Nice.
pottering around. I love this city.
It's pretty
Yeah,
good.
it's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a bit biased. I've been to Sydney so much, I still can't like it.
Okay, what's your gripe though? Okay, I will say something on that though.
I'm willing to fight.
Okay, Melbourne people have this thing where they're like, there's like a Melbourne-Sydney rivalry and
Nah.
like we're out here and I'm going, you want to know something? It's one-sided beef. I have never in my life heard a Sydney person be like, oh, Melbourne, like, fuck Melbourne. Sorry, we like to swear on this podcast? Yeah. Oh, like, fuck Melbourne, like, you know, like, Sydney's better, like, yeah. I've never in my life. And I get in a lot of, like, you know, airport Ubers where they're like, where are you going? I'm like,
Yeah.
Melbourne. Where are you going? Sydney. And it's always, like, when I'm going to say, why would you go there? Like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, Cross, you have one-sided beef. It's giving bitter.
No.
Sydney people are like, love Melbourne, great food, great wine, great people.
Are you serious?
And Melbourne people are like, why would you live in Sydney? I'm like,
get
I don't
this-
fucking know. It's like my father was born there.
I get that from Sydney people. Like literally.
Really?
Yeah, I'll be
Speak
like.
on it.
So this is my interpretation of people. Wait, so you come up to Sydney so much, why don't you just move here? It's so much better. And I'm like, No, it's not. Have you seen how people drive here? I'm getting car sick on these hills.
This is true. This is
Yeah,
true.
and can I enter the chat here? I love Sydney, but I sweat a lot in Sydney. Does anyone get
Yes.
It's humid.
Is that why? Is that why?
humid.
No,
It's nice
just on the
weather.
casting. So I've Sydney drivers don't give a shit about pedestrians. Is that right?
I would call
Whereas
that
Victoria,
here. That's more like
Melbourne's-
here, no? Melbourne.
I need you to elaborate on this.
No, so I was walking along one
You're
day.
like, yeah, and my Uber driver just hit someone, and I was like, that's so random.
I was walking along in Surrey Hills.
Yeah.
And there's lots of hills.
Yeah.
Coincidentally.
Yeah.
Is it? I don't know.
No, it's so hilly.
Yeah,
It's hilly.
And
Yeah,
I was just like, because in Melbourne you can walk across the road.
Melbourne's like a square.
Yeah, but cars would be like, oh, you go first.
Yeah.
Not my
And then
experience.
in Sydney they're like, nah, you get out.
That's
of
a
the way.
cultural thing, though. Like,
Yeah.
and I say this as I'm born and raised in West Sydney. People are nicer in Melbourne. Sorry, Sydney. I think I always say Melbourne is like the heart. And Sydney's like the beauty. Like, she's really pretty. She's got the beaches, but like, she's got no soul. Melbourne, not as pretty, cold, whatever, soul.
And really good at sport. Melbourne is good at sport.
Yeah, I mean, I only figured out what AFL was when I was in my adulthood. I was like, what is
Me
this?
too.
Yeah, I was like, what is this sport?
Tennis and
What, are you talking about Sydney sports?
no, Melbourne.
Wait,
Melbourne
can we
Pacific.
Can I
No, you're a sports city. I'm agreeing
Yeah.
with you. 'Cause I'm
Okay.
saying, as someone
Yeah.
that grew up, I was like, I mean, to be fair, I didn't grow up in I grew up in a theatre household. And I was,
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
my
okay, speaking
family's
my language now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
family sport is the theatre.
Yeah, right.
Like, genuinely, I brought my family, my two sisters and my dad to one of Tilly's practice game, first ever AFL game, and they're behind me, and they were literally figuring it out as if it was a show.
Yeah.
They were like, okay, so on the quarter, I go, is this intermission? I said, it's quarter time. And then they were like, so where after the thing,
Do you get a playbook?
Yeah, is there stage door? Are we gonna see Tilly? Yeah.
My partner has a dance background. That's exactly what she was like when
Yeah.
she first came to I play soccer.
Yeah.
Like a soccer game is like, okay, so when's all those same things like when's
Intermission. To be fair though, I will say on the soccer front, that is if I had to pick a sport, it was
Okay.
soccer. Like my dad,
Nice.
he's Irish. We play he played football up until he was 50 or something.
Yeah.
Coached my brother, big soccer family, loved
Cool.
the soccer. So that was my touch point.
Yeah.
That's why I wasn't an AFL family. We were a
Yeah.
soccer family.
Easier rules too, right? Can we
Easy
agree?
to pick up on as well, I would say.
Yeah.
I think the only thing I would say about AFL, now I know all the rules, love it. I watch it, I go, I know exactly what's going on. I have the jargon now. I can sit with someone and be like, yeah, I was educating my dad on the Ireland versus Australia day. He's like, so what's going on there? I was like, that's a mark. Let me tell you what that is, actually. And why is everyone yelling ball? I'm like, so it's called holding the ball, and this is what happens. So when I have the ball. But I AFL, unless you know the rules, and maybe rugby's the same, I'm not sure. Unless you know the rules, you're watching it if you're just jumping in, going to a random game, and you're like, what the hell is going on? People are just running everywhere.
that's me when
but
I'm watching it
soccer and basketball, I feel you can you can just watch, you can just jump in and be like, okay, I don't know all the rules, but I see the positions, ball, net, got it,
Yeah, can I just say something? I've never really watched AFL, but my grandmother is a staunch Collingwood fan. Now, I won't take any hate from anyone, just putting it out there. She's 97 years old. Leave the woman alone. Apparently, there's a big issue. Don't ask. She's maybe got it in her own head. However, I digress. I watched a game with her the other night, and God, I'm so sorry. And it's probably because I don't know the rules. Why can't they grab the ball?
I just Tilly gets really annoyed that I say this sometimes. When we're watching the footy together, I go, babe, it's just a really professional game of hot potato.
Well,
and Tilly's like, there's a lot of skill involved. I go, hey.
Yeah.
That's why I said professional.
Yeah.
It is a professional, lots of skill. I'm not taking away from the craft, but it is someone played hot potato as a kid and went, I have an
Mitch,
idea.
you got to
for
weigh in.
sport.
You got to weigh in here, Mitch.
Yeah.
No,
What do you reckon?
can I like
Do a sport.
I feel, but I think, and this is like where I want your opinion, right? Before you bus us, because I don't want me, Kath and I to go under the bus here, is that I do think that the shape of the ball and the manner in which that you were supposed to maneuver it across a large field does increase the difficulty of the game far past any other shape of ball or like friction that you could apply to it to move it around. Like if you started introducing drying powders or a different shaped ball or something like that, I don't know. Like I feel like it would be an easier, boring and kind of like not worth a game. I think that does a ball not bring a spirit to it? Is that it?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess that was kind of what they were going for.
No, so
I think they went like, so how do we make it harder?
I think it's really hard to play.
Yeah.
It's so, I mean, like, it's so hard to play. Like,
Yeah.
You know.
You guys are getting like pummeled. Like,
Yeah.
I'm watching
No,
like,
it's-
oh my
so
god.
It's like the field
wrestling.
is humongous.
Yeah,
I
I
can't
mean,
get over the
it's
size
really
of the
cool to
field.
play. I mean, it's really hard to play.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
You can get hit 360. Like, you don't know where it's coming from.
Oh, yeah.
You can go, it's the largest field in the universe. And I know that because they don't play football in the moon.
Hey, we don't know.
Hey, but anyway, I'm agreeing with you because teams, you know how like the old like closed session and no one's like to spy on us. Like it's in terms of strategies and that, it's just the same thing, you know.
Yeah, what's your actually? That's so interesting. As now an official wag, it's been a year, so I can really say that with my chest. I'm a wag through and through. Sometimes because I have like other football, like other friends that play the AFL in the AFLW, and Tilly sometimes is like sometimes in season you got to keep your cards because I'm like keep your cards close to your chest. I go, come on, guys, like. What do you like? What's your take on like the whole like hush hush game plan? Like, but I'm like, come on.
I just think like
Is that the non-competitor in me or like?
No. It's every team just does what the previous premiership team did the year before. They're all
What?
doing the. It's like
That doesn't sound like a good coaching strategy.
strategies are all the same.
Yeah.
Like
They just have like
at
a
the end of the
different,
day-
the same strategy but like different game plan,
No,
right?
well, because like if we were playing on each other,
Yeah.
like it's like, well, doesn't matter if you know that I'm going that way.
Yeah.
Well, even if you did, I'm still gonna probably beat you.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
oh, you know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think I
find
do.
I have a question,
Yeah.
and it might sound ridiculous.
Yeah.
But is it anything like football, soccer? I will say the word soccer. I don't typically use soccer, but in this context, I will. Is it like a shape versus a shape? Like, do you change your team according to how another team plays in terms of like how you align yourselves on the field, or is it just like mark up everybody?
Muck up everybody.
Okay.
But they tag people. Like they'll
They
change.
do.
Like if there's a team, right? They'll
Yeah.
be like, okay, like this person's does this usually. Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. Let's.
Well, this is quite triggering for
Pivot.
me because, like,
Because I always got played on, and it was really hard. I was really
No,
sorry.
no.
Everyone was just after me.
coaches,
The deep stuff,
the
sorry.
coach wouldn't look me in the eyes and go, just tell me. I was like, just tell me that I wasn't good enough last
Yeah,
week
yeah.
and you're just getting rid of me this week. But they would always say, oh, it's matchups this week. It's like,
Okay,
it's
I
weather,
see.
the weather dependence raining and you're big and
Oh my
big people
God.
can't go.
Like you have a beard and then you get
Yeah, like-
heavy with the rain. So just not this week, Mitch. Yeah.
Okay, I see. Yeah,
Hey, I wanted to ask you the growing up as a theatre kid. Yeah, going back to that. You know how like in sports, right? We love to like go what transferable skills. Like
Yeah.
in football, it's always the basketball. This player had basketball background and stuff. Do you, as a theatre, I know there's dancing because there's obviously like the coordination of dancing goes into sports. But is there any transferable skills from theatre to sports? Other
Theatre
than
to
Great question.
Ooh,
Yeah.
theatre to sports, that's... Okay, I would say that I'm going to answer this two ways. Because I grew up like dancing was my
Yeah.
within the big three. I was a dancer growing up, and I would say boxing. So I got really like I remember when I started like boxing when I was 18. I was like, wait, what? Like I was like, I'm good at this. Like what? Like why? And I remember my coach being like, did you grow up like doing any sort of movement? Like do you have good? I was like, well, I was a dancer, and he was like, that's why.
Yeah.
And then I think the theatre element is like, I love the drama. I love like, you know what I mean? Like the transferable skills is that like, I'm at.
So
Like
hot.
I'm,
Yeah.
yes, that's why I'm like the perfect wag. That's why I'm not out here like I don't want to get into the sport, but like I want to be there. I'm a, you know what I mean?
So you're creating the rumors and hot gossip.
Yeah.
Yes, gossip
Yeah.
is like my favorite thing. I say that there's rules to gossip if anyone
Yeah.
would like to know them. Okay, gossip doesn't have to be
Yeah,
mean.
what's the 3 tenets of your gossip rules?
You can't gossip about someone that is like actually like in your like life. Like
Okay.
you're, you know, you always have to sandwich the gossip. Like, oh my God, like I love like she's so great at XYZ, but I did hear this thing, and then you say it and then you sandwich it with like, but like honestly it's probably not true. I'm gonna get cancelled for that.
What's the third one?
And then the third one is know your audience. Like you can only gossip to like your best friends where it like stays within like it's theater. Like you're just having fun. Like you know what I mean? Like you're just like it's just like the theater of the gossip, but you can't go out into like you can't spread rumors.
Do you have any
What?
gossip?
Do you know what I mean? Like you can't spread actual like
Oh, yeah.
rumors to like I wouldn't sit here and be like, oh my God, did you hear? Like that's disgusting.
Yeah, yeah,
But me and my best friend, feral.
Yeah.
Feral.
And
Do
you-
you have any gossip for us?
Oh my God, do I have any gossip? I mean, I do have gossip, but no. Do I have any gossip? I mean, I always have gossip.
You know you want to say it.
Yeah.
No, it's- you don't have to.
We're just
so many
leaving
things
such
I
a
can
pause.
say.
Yeah, no. God.
I'm gonna get so cancelled for that. No, I just mean like the theater of it all. You know? And
totally
also I
feel
think
you.
gossip has been labeled as this like if you say like, oh my God, like I fucking love a gossip. People are like, oh, so you're a bitch, like you're a mean person. And it's like, no, also the origins of gossip was like women coming together and like it's our like ways of communicating for like protecting our spaces, like protecting ourselves from like, you know, men and this and that. And then it got branded as like evil, conniving, like mean
'cause it was
spirited
threatening to
because
the
men were
male.
like,
Yeah, it was
you're gonna
threatening.
like know our dirty little secrets. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that I reclaim gossip.
Also,
It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be evil. There's
Yeah.
evil gossip. Like you can be a mean person, but I think as a rule of thumb, like gossiping is like fun. Like we're all
Yeah.
doing it at all times.
And I think there's a difference between there's modern gossip is different, and I categorize it. There's gossip and there's beating a dead horse. Now, just hang in there. And it's like, I'm sorry, what we're talking about?
What are we
animal rights
gossiping
again?
about?
So gossip is like you're telling a story. You're
Yeah.
being like,
Yes.
I heard that this happened to this person at this place with these people and for these reasons, right? But then beating a dead horse is when you're like, I just don't know why they did that. I mean, it really doesn't align with their values. And last time
going
I saw
below-
them,
yeah.
you know, and then we're just really armchair, like psychoanalyzing them.
It should feel
circular.
fun.
Yeah.
It should feel light.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So as soon as you feel like you're beating a dead horse, put the hammer down.
Yeah.
Like, we
And
don't
it should
need
feel,
to
if
do
someone's coming to you with gossip and it feels like you can feel it when
Yeah.
it feels mean spirited. It feels like, you know, that's dirty gossip. I don't
No.
play that game.
Yeah.
Gossiping is okay if it feels light. You know? And we're not ruining anyone's lives.
Yeah, and it feels really small town, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yes, yeah, exactly. And you do it with your best friends.
Yeah.
You don't like go outside the four walls. You don't go online. You don't go with like people that, you know,
Yeah.
it's you and your community, your
Yeah.
close community.
yeah. This is what Pretty Little Lies was actually about.
Oh, really?
No.
I've never
Have
watched
you
it.
Oh,
I never
my
watched it. So I was
God.
like, oh.
You have to, seriously, if you haven't watched Pretty Little Lies,
I've
guys,
watched it.
have you seen it? What's your take on it? It's so good.
I'm a huge like crime murder buff. Like,
Yeah.
not,
Me
like,
too.
like, and that's about it. Someone dies, right?
Well, lots of people die, but yeah.
Yeah, but they're like little cute.
Is that the one that has A or something?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 Someone like vanishes or dies. Yeah.
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 Vanishes,
And like
yeah.
who done it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a modern film noir, but it's so good. But it's like so gossip. It's
based
built
on
on
gossip.
gossip. You know.
I feel like the language that like the girls and the gays and the theys speak through is gossip, but then everyone's like, no, like no one wants to admit it because it's been branded. But I'm like that brand has come from misogyny, so I'm rebranding it.
Yes.
I love it. What would you call it?
I'm still calling it gossip.
Okay.
I'm reclaiming it.
Capital
Okay,
G.
yeah.
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 It's
Yeah.
ours.
Do you think that your enjoyment of Love Island stems from the
Yes, I
enjoyment of
love
gossip,
reality
right?
TV. That's my sport. No, like that's my sport.
Yeah.
I like
Like I and that's how I like. That's what I mean by like the gossip. Like, you know what I mean? Like I will like call a friend. I'll be like, so I was watching Summer House and like this thing happened and like what's your take on that? Like blah blah blah.
So at home, I can see it. So Tilly and you at home, and Tilly's going, there's no strategy to this. Just how you treat the football.
Yeah.
Tilly's like, yeah.
But that's why they loved, I think, Love Island. So like I'm always watching like Bravo TV shows, which is just like, you know, like the housewives and like, you know, all that sort of stuff. And Tilly, like I put it on and they're like, I just can't jump in on this. Like I don't see the point.
Yeah,
Like, I don't get the point, right?
Same. I'm
But
with it. I'm with them. Yeah.
But Love Island, I was like, let's just put on one episode. They became more like I was kind of over it towards the end of it. I was like, I don't really want to watch this anymore. And they're like obsessed, sending me like got so into it. And I was like, I think it's the game element of it. You know what I mean? It's like these people are here. There's like a purpose. There's a beginning, middle, and end.
Just an experiment.
Yeah, I think it was like,
Experiment.
they could, because they're competitive. They like, Tilly's brain, because they've always been like sport competitor, is like, this needs to make like logical sense to me. There needs to, for me, I'm like, I can just watch like grown women fighting and be like, love it. Yeah. You smash that wine glass on that table, girl. Yeah.
It's such a parallel to myself and my partner. You talk about drama coming from dance. My partner, exactly the same. Came from dance, came from a background of, she's my wag as well. Like that whole parallel is so hilarious to hear about. And I was watching on your TikTok that exact story about Love Island and Tilly getting real into it. I've actually done that myself and been like, wait a minute, like once you pay attention to a certain thing on that show, it's like weird. Like there's so many little twists and turns with it, and it's like, yeah, maybe it is the athletes when it's like something is creeping in the background of it. No,
Could you get around like as a competitor? Are you ever in on the reality TV, or you're like, no, I want to watch
Well,
sport?
they do have those weird competitions on there where they have those. Those a little bit different to like your usual sport, but I mean, to an extent, yeah, I could see that. But it is more the gossip angle and the drama and the what's the story here and like the relationships and the dynamics. And it's like, I mean, you could be watching it. It's kind of like a team sport almost, like what's on dramas within your team. So much to it.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like soccer players are like the most like I feel like if I was stranded on a deserted island, I'd want a like female or like queer soccer player.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
I don't know. There's something about like soccer. I'm like, I'm like, you guys just, I trust you.
Oh, great. That's good.
Do you know what I
wouldn't
mean?
trust a
Is
soccer
that a
player.
weird thing to say?
No,
Do you know what I'm trying to say?
it's the love language. I think what do you have any like island skills? Like castaway,
survival
That's
skills.
it. Yeah.
Can't say I do, really.
you'd work it out.
Yeah, you would.
You'd work
I
it out.
guess so. Like,
You'd be
I
out.
always thought if you went on one of those like celebrity sort of island at like, you know, those where you have
Survivor?
all those. I don't think I'd last 2 days because I would be so hungry.
but you'd be able to
I
keep-
wouldn't be able to do anything physical without
Yeah.
I need constant that's
Yeah.
just the kind of athlete I am. Whereas there's so many different kinds of athletes that could.
But you'd be
and
able
my
to kick
partner,
a-
for example, could last. She could just run circles around everybody. She's a runner, so it's just like.
You'd be able to kick
know.
a coconut to a crab and then eat the crab.
Whoa.
Oh, but then I have a hard time. I mean, you
yes,
hump
the
yourself.
crabs are
I
kind
know.
of
Fishing. I'd
cute
fish.
as well.
That's what I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fishing's like easy.
All right,
Easier.
cool.
Well, you've won your spot.
Oh,
I'll say
thanks.
that. Yeah.
Good.
I'll have you on my island.
Voted off the island?
No,
Or
on
kept
onto
island?
mine.
Oh, good. Onto
Yeah,
yours.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank
Definitely.
goodness. Thank goodness.
How do you reckon you'd go on like a Survivor show? Would you do Survivor?
I've been asked.
I thought you would have.
I've
That's
been
why I
asked,
also
no.
like as if you haven't been asked. You have.
I've been asked, and I'll put it on the back burner. I reckon I'll go on there one time.
Why
But
didn't you do it?
Why didn't I do it?
Because you're pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I would be. So I have a plan. People
Are you really sharing it now?
Oh yeah.
I love gossip. Go.
No, it's not.
Guys, this is what I'm doing. I'm like,
We're
so what's
here,
the plan? Yeah.
No, it's just like.
This is what I mean by
Okay,
gossip,
workshop
guys.
time.
Yeah.
So do enough in challenges before merge
Yeah.
to be kept around because they're important, but then afterward, don't just do enough, because if you do too much, once merge happens, you're as the big guy, you're out.
So it's like working in a capitalist
Yeah.
This is why
environment.
Sages and Libras, because I'm like, no, that's literally my game plan.
I would have an alliance with someone like Kath.
Literally. But now,
That's
what if we
true.
get cast together and then we can't, it's on video, they'll know. We have to act like we hate each
Double
other.
bluff,
Yeah.
double
I
bluff.
gossip. I'd be like, you're just such a dickhead. Yeah.
Backstab.
Would you?
No, I wouldn't. I honestly, no.
And I say, and everyone hates the lesbians. So
No.
and I get you cancelled.
I would have,
No,
surprisingly.
we wouldn't be able to do that because I feel like everyone would that would be they would assume that we would be in alliance. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? For
Yeah,
us
yeah.
to, like, in that setting, be like, oh, you're my guy.
Yeah.
So I feel like we would have to either just not be, or we'd have to, like, put our acting hats on so hardcore and,
Yeah, that's where
play
I'd
it
just
so
be
cool as
terrible.
if, like, we're not really, like, fucking with each other.
Yeah. So we need like a hand signal. We need like a signal or something.
Like they do in the AFL.
Oh yeah, like.
Because I remember thinking, I was like,
What are the
why?
signals?
No, because you know they like hold up things and it'll be like a shocker. Or like, I'm like, what's up with that? And he's like, it's like a game plan
Oh
thing.
my
I'm like,
God.
what
Have
is
you
it?
have you seen these things?
Yeah, you explain it. It's crazy.
So
Explain.
so weird.
So you're allowed to have messages on the field by the runner, but it's been capped. So the runner can only come out. The runner is someone from
What is
the
the
coach.
runner?
What's a runner?
So just a person
That works for the team.
Yeah, that's not a player, but can run messages out into the field.
Oh, cool.
During the game, but they've been capped. So there's been these huge signs from the bench to communicate messages, and they're just usually just emojis or like rappers or whatever. And have a look, and I encourage all our listeners to have a look at
Oh my
on the
God.
weekends. If you're at a game, look at the bench, and there's like donuts. There was
Shockers.
That's awesome.
yeah, shuckers. There was the ghetto gangster.
Is that a meme?
I don't know. Get again.
That doesn't sound right.
So, the Gangster's Paradise guy.
Oh,
No. Tupac.
Tupac, yeah.
Oh, get a guy. Tupac, yeah. Rest in peace.
Yeah,
Ghetto gospel, right? You're
Yeah.
talking about the song?
Oh, yeah, that's it, sorry.
Okay, sorry.
yeah.
Clarify.
Did you say?
I am the sign holder for Richmond AFLW this year.
Wait, can you
Wow.
guys? I'm tapping out because I don't play a ball game.
I'll just come scream.
Caitlin's tapping into the couch.
Come
Let me
on,
out of
speak
here.
on this. It's
This is so embarrassing. Hello, I'm the producer.
Hey,
Entering from the other dimension.
remember, we love gossip too, and
Yeah.
we can inside information.
inside information.
So this year, I've humbly accepted the role as sign holder for Richmond AFLW.
Oh my God.
And it is the hardest job. Like, I've played footy, I like work with our team, like obviously fighting discrimination day by day. Hardest job I've ever had. The signs.
Are they heavy?
Yes.
Because they look huge.
I have to look
We
this
were
up.
out at
I
a
have to
practice
look this
match
up.
in Dingley the other week, right? Against
Not Dingley
Hawthorn.
Oval.
Windy.
Hawthorn.
My shoulders. My shoulders. I'm holding these signs and the wind's blowing and like people aren't looking at
What
you.
are
So
they
you're
made
holding
of?
them for 5 minutes with your arms in the air. And I was like, so back to Survivor. If that was a challenge, how long can you hold the
yeah,
signs
where you're
in
like-
the wind? I was like, this is shoulder rehab. And then I also had to flip the numbers on the board, right? This is my first ever crack at this. So I'm like picking signs up. I'm flipping the numbers for rotations. Like, I was like, you know, that meme where it's like
They're like, you're
they're doing the
working
math?
it all out.
That was what was happening. Anyway, it's my first crack at this. I'm still a bit like nervous around the AFLW players. And Kate Dempsey turns around and goes, babe, you've got the 33 backwards. So I'm holding up the sign with the 33 backwards, trying to hold these signs up. Anyway,
man.
that's all I have to contribute here. But I just want to say pay your respects to the sign holders.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm-
put respect on
It
their
is
name.
hard.
I'm fascinated by that.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that I know
fascinated.
this. Yeah, because it's so it's so funny.
If
I
there's-
would forget.
Yeah, if I'm an opposition player and I see a sign holder sign something up like a donut or whatever, like I reckon I could read it. It's like a donut means the team is going to, like the team's hungry and they're hungry for winning.
Eat it.
Shout out to your teammates.
All right, everyone,
Yeah.
we're hungry.
Yeah.
We're gonna play a little bit better now. And what would the shucker be?
I think the shaka.
Just be cool.
Apparently, like I think it was like a. What do you call? What are they?
And this is not allowed to be the
Oh
Giants.
yeah, no.
Is it? The
no, it's
Giants
not
shaka?
Giants.
Okay.
But I think. Wait, I'm gonna get in trouble if I say anything footy related. Till he'll be like, "You idiot." So I'm just gonna shut my mouth. But I there's some that are like you know, if it's like the end of a game, like kind of what you're saying, like send it.
Yeah.
You know.
Like the red music dress.
What?
You know the emoji she's dancing.
Spanish
So,
emoji.
Oh, the
play with a little bit of light.
yeah. Everyone start dancing.
Okay.
Thank you,
Alright.
Caitlin.
Caitlin's
Oh,
leaving us now.
I love
Helping
the
us with that.
unicorn
Oh my
emoji.
God,
the
That's
best.
fantastic.
Lord.
Thank you so much for sharing that, Caitlin. I mean, listen, emojis are something that I wouldn't have thought transcended into this sort of sports space, right? Like, that's wild.
Do they have anything equivalent in soccer?
I was just thinking
Like,
about
how
that.
do they ever
signaling? Nothing, no emojis, unfortunately. But like on a corner, so you know, a corner when you like kick it in, you usually put like some kind of signal up to indicate what kind of corner it is and where to stand, and that's probably it. And
Oh, really?
messages to get sent out onto the pitch are usually like, if you wanted to get all the team in to talk about something, you just have the keeper go down, pretend an injury. Although I don't know if you watched the World Cup this year, but the FIFA were really cracking down on time wasting.
Yeah,
So
my God.
there's so
The men
much-
are worse at time wasting than
Yeah.
like the W.
It's all very like tactical about how you do it, and so yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
you hardly got
Yeah.
knocked. Like, stop.
But yeah, getting messages out there. Sometimes you can deliver things in a note, like a physio would come out into the pitch.
Really?
Yeah, there's a little details on
Whoa.
shape here. Yeah,
Like an
yeah, I've
actual,
done that
like-
before.
Wait, what?
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
A note.
And that's allowed. That's
note.
like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, so you get some information quickly.
Whoa. That's
No,
crazy.
they've changed.
wild.
So like they come out like they've changed to, whatever 4, 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
That number 23 is such a fucking bitch.
That's what you mean. I'd be like, I clocked it.
You know, I had a vision when you said note, Hannah. I was like, you know, those old days where the scroll and the town cry. I don't even know
Well,
why I went there, but
In the World
No, I
Cup,
see. I see that.
I see that.
I don't know if
yeah.
you saw how far. I mean, I watched the whole World Cup. This is a presumption that people actually watch the whole thing, but goalies have on their water bottles like penalty takers in the direction that the penalty is going for every single player on the team in case it goes to penalty shootouts. So keepers, and at the end of the game, the Argentina one, I forget who it was they beat. They got a hold of the goalies. Oh, it was England. It was England's. Yeah, they got a hold of Pickford's water bottle, and it had listed all the Argentinian penalty takers and where they were going. And there's a photo of Messi looking at it and like kind of being like, I wonder if this, this is interesting. So that's another way they get messages out there. So.
Whoa.
So sick.
Oh my God. Badminton
crazy.
Like, does nothing.
Yeah, tell us about what in it, badminton.
Like, so, I mean, your singles, it's like whatever. You're by yourself, like, too bad. Like, you get your own brain to deal with. If you're playing doubles or mixed, so doubles is like same gender, mixed is obviously mixed gender. It's very quiet. When I say that badminton is very quiet, like, I truly mean that. But, like, generally the only time you're really talking to your partner, like, it depends. I think if you're playing a rally, sometimes you can kind of yell something, but it's like one word. And it's very, like, explicit. There's no kind of, like, hidden language. But then the only time that kind of code comes into it is, like, maybe if you're serving and you're in the front of the court and your partner's behind you, you might put one of your hands behind your back and use, like, a couple of fingers to tell them what kind of serve you're doing, or, something that's agreed upon, like a short serve or a flick serve. Like, classic is like one finger's a short serve, two fingers is a flick serve, because you're like holding, just like the way you're holding a racket, it kind of, you can kind of do that. But that's as kind of far as it goes. And then otherwise...
Rudy's nerding out now. Like,
yeah. But otherwise, it's like, it's badminton, because you're only really working with one other person and you don't have to kind of have a hive mind aspect. It becomes so... You can feel what that other person is doing, and the success of your game relies on your ability to understand your partner's game and what they are doing almost better than you know yourself,
Were you mostly doubles?
Yeah, I was.
Yeah.
I'd never played singles, like,
we talked about wag life. What's
Yeah.
partner life, wag life in the badminton realm?
Oh my God, so
Great
funny.
question.
So funny you asked that. So growing up, my mum had like, I think one of the biggest, family flex. She had like one of the biggest like academies in Australia for many years that my grandma started. Just law dropping. But
That's incredible.
but then the necessary context, because you would play mixed doubles. Now I grew up playing as the girl in mixed doubles, and so many partners in our squads would end up dating for years. So I would I dated like my mixed partner who I like was very successful with for most of I think our junior career. Same with a lot of other players, and I don't really know if it was club related because we kind of didn't. When I say like it's very like club specific, you don't kind of get to know anyone else outside your own kind of academy or whatever. But in terms of like being a wag, it's kind of odd. I will say that like it's kind of odd. Like you go to Tilly's games, right? Partners don't really come to like badminton tournaments. It's very like lone
not
wolf.
thrive.
Like if I
Maybe
can say,
I would.
like
I don't like leaving the house.
no, right? But like badminton players are like a lot of us are gamers and we love playing esports, and so it's very like solitude vibes.
I get
and,
that, yeah.
the community's not there, which is why I'm having a hard time, and I'm really listening and learning about all these ball sports because I'm like, oh my God, you go to their games, like so. What's it kind of? I mean, I've got nothing to report. I'm learning from you. So like, I mean, if I was to be a good wag, one day, not that I am going to be, but like, I mean, I'm sure many people out there aspire to such an incredible title because we have
incredible
reclaimed
lifestyle.
it. It is. It's so.
I mean,
cool.
unfortunately, I'm dating a W player, so I can't retire myself. But
Wait, what's that? Hang on, now you're already.
because the pay disparity is huge.
What?
Like if I was playing equivalent, if Tilly's
yeah,
played for the men,
Yeah.
and not the W, I could probably retire myself.
Are you serious?
Yeah, they're like that'd be wrong in saying they're like an inaugural player, 10 years, all Australian.
Wait, so
Yeah.
if you play for 10 years in the AFL in the men's
No, it's just like you make more. So like so like I'm saying like if I was a men's wag and not a W wag,
Yeah.
my life would be so different.
Yeah, same with Katie being a mention right now.
Yeah, I probably
If it
wouldn't
was
have to
the
work.
The money.
But I'm out here doing podcasts. I'm joking.
No.
I would do this anyway, guys.
Would-
even if I was
Would Tilly want you to play as well? Can you imagine playing with Tilly?
playing football.
Yeah, like no, we just look
joking?
badminton.
Would Tilly want me
There's
to
partners that play the mixed
play? I can't
doubles.
even catch a ball.
No, but
I'm a runner.
Just,
I'm
say, just say if you're like elite at
if I was actually good at it.
yeah. Could you?
Tilly dated a player very publicly, and they're friends, so it's not weird to say. For like the beginning of Tilly's career, for like I don't know, like 5 years or something, dated and they were in the same team.
Could you
They were in opposition.
play in the same team?
As Tilly?
Yeah.
If I was an elite athlete, like if I was an AFL
Yeah,
player.
like dating and then also playing.
I don't think
it's quite common.
I always say don't shit where you eat.
Yeah.
I would my equivalent is I line dance very religiously.
I did notice those cowboy boots.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you. And when I was living in the States, I remember I go to this place called Stud Country in LA. And I, like, this is going back, like, God, like 2 years, more than 2 years now. When I first started going there, I dated someone at the line dancing place very briefly, but the amount of stir it caused and this and the politics of line dancing, specifically where I line dance, is like crazy. It feels like you're in high school. Like people dance on like you have different sides of the room where like groups are. I had to go to the whole other side of the room for a bit and couldn't hang out with my friends because I was like it's too awkward. And that was like my probably my equivalent to like dating in your team.
Whoa.
And I did not like it.
No.
Don't mix business with pleasure. So no, I wouldn't.
Hannah, what is
Here's
you can speak about this, Hannah, can't
So
you?
I dated
Soccer
someone
players
that-
love to date each other.
It happens.
Yeah,
A lot.
that is some gossip. I
I kind of
could go
saw
down.
it as like you could equate it to dating like a coworker.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, in the office. But within that, even that, there can be problems, because being in a team, you rely on each other so much, dynamics off the field, on the field. And thankfully, my relationship didn't really get too bad in the way of team dynamics at all. We kept it very professional. Tricky business, though, was that we were both in the same position. So it started to be like,
Competitive? Or?
competitive.
Yeah.
And she was a good player. So I was benched. She would play. It was starting some resentment a little bit. I mean, it was tricky, really hard to navigate, and thankfully we did. But you can actually see how it can be problematic in team sports in particular. And I've been on teams where players have dated and it has ended terribly, and it has cost teams.
Yeah, I've heard crazy like stories of like that.
it's-
People have to like because it
true.
would like you're a team. You've got to stay
Yeah.
like this, and if there's like
It just has,
you
you have
know?
to be really professional about
Yeah.
it. You have to try and
Yeah.
really
Well-
separate your work self from your.
This is this ain't my bag, guys. I'm
Does
like,
this not happen in badminton with your?
Well-
What if your partner's cheating on you or something? And then you got to go play together. And
It's like I guess maybe a little bit, but like I think badminton players are so like so badminton is different, I think, culturally to a sport where you can make money. You can't make money in badminton in Australia. It's unfortunately severely underfunded and not enough people play it. And so people who play badminton very professionally or very elitely, that's not their job. They'll never make money from it. In fact, they're probably going to make a loss. And so you don't kind of have this sort of like politics.
Yeah.
Because
Sure,
there's
okay.
the stakes aren't there. People do it because they love it and they have very, very full lives outside of this
yeah,
sporting
that's
world,
good.
which is sort of like what I'm feeling is like the inverse. Like people like Tilly, you're saying like multiple times, even yourself now, like are really ingrained into this culture. And we talk about it all the time on the show, how sport is life. Football is life, if anyone's watching Ted Lasso. But like, you know, it's like that, right? So no, I don't really get it, but it's so like unfathomable to me. Like I can't even see it operating within a sport like badminton, in Australia at least.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So this is another thing that W is ahead of the AFL men is the dating scene. The queers are going to infiltrate the AFLM,
Yeah.
and hopefully, and they'll go through the same stuff, dating each other, and
Yeah.
I wonder how they're going to
my
handle it. Can you
God.
imagine?
Yeah.
Like
Wow.
these men scandals. I mean,
I didn't
it would be
even think about
refreshing
that.
to the scandals that they got now. 'Cause
Yeah.
they're just.
Oh my god! I've like gotten to the point sometimes with the men's where I'm like, I don't even want to watch it. People tell me I'm not watching it. I don't
nothing
support
happens.
this.
Yeah.
yeah. But also just like the way that they like carry on. I'm like, guys,
How do you
like,
go?
stop being so horrible.
And the pay, going back to the pay disparity, it's like
It's
from
crazy.
someone that's been on that. So I mean, my ex-wife Shay, she was a netballer, and it was like we were, and then we
You were
together
the athletes
at the
together?
same time.
Yeah.
So
Oh, wow,
and the netball, like it would be like peanuts.
Yeah.
And struggling to get food on the table
Mm.
and petrol in the car, and then I'm here sitting on the couch with like,
Mm-hmm.
hundreds of thousands of dollars, like, and arguably, like Shay deserved it more
Mm.
than what I was putting up, for my skills. It was crazy, and
Yeah. I find it absolutely infuriating, and like I kind of obviously knew it existed, but I think learning more, even just like in-house, like facility-wise, and like all of that sort of stuff. Like what's the word? Resources. Yeah, like Tilly up until this year, because of the move to Sydney, is like worked 6 days a week, like has had another job, and they're like like they're not a new player, like they've been around. It's truly insane, and I think it's so infuriating because there's also like a lot of this sort of misogynistic rhetoric around like, well, like people aren't watching and like it's been the product and blah 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 blah. I go, yeah, but like how do you think a product gets better, number one, and secondly, like 10 years is not a long time. Like the AFLW is in such infancy, and the only way to grow that game is to put more money into it, and also give these athletes also like, because unfortunately under capitalism too, like money does give you like time and space and like respite in the brain to then focus on playing really good footy.
These men, the amount of men that just bring up the same old argument that hey, it's losing money, like it's like it's losing money from their own pocket. It's like,
Right?
come on, dude, like
It's
what
a-
even?
it's
same
like
old
so
cycle,
much
it
money
just
is
keeps-
in
yeah.
and also like it was like when last year that like stat came out of like the W like creating a loss, and I was like no, they invested that money. It's not, they didn't lose that money. They invested that money into a sport that is going to make them money eventually. Like, how do you think businesses start?
Yeah.
They're not profitable. Like most big billion-dollar businesses, like you run at a loss for a very long time before then you see a turnover. And it's the exact same thing. Like even the language around that discussion pissed me off. Because I'm like, the AFL was investing in the women's program.
Like, what cost? And like, I would like the investment of like millions or even like $100 million to create this generation that can now, young girls, women, non-binary people that can go, I can too play this game. That is so worth $100 million or more. Like, that's an investment we're talking about.
And you're bringing more, like from a business perspective, you're bringing a whole new audience to the sport, and you will eventually, from a commercial standpoint, see turnover. And I also think we saw it even with the soccer, with the Matildas, that like, they're the perfect like blueprint of what eventually happens. But I also think too, even in the age of like influencing and like, like social media and like that sort of like branding, women and queer people are better at selling people stuff. So if you want to go like properly like business, only business, no emotion, no like equality and what the right thing is to do, like you will see better turnover and like return on investment when you invest in the W, because their audience are buyers, and also women and queer people are better at telling stories and sort of like getting to the heart, and that is a more powerful relationship to sell something.
See, like not politics, maybe like the CEO.
Not the AFLW. I don't really know anything about the sport, but I do know about branding.
Yeah, you need to take control of the AFL men's competition.
Oh my God.
Well said.
But
Really well said.
it is true. Like it really, really infuriates me, because sometimes when I'm talking to these sort of people, I go, you know what? Let me play your game. Like let's not talk about the right thing to do. I'm going to pretend I'm misogynistic and I don't give a shit about women, queer people, equality. I'm still going to win the argument. Like, it's still worthwhile investing in this fucking game. Like, I don't understand. It's literally just misogyny and sexism. Like, that is the only thing that is fueling this. If I like, there's so many things, and I would never want to speak as well like for Tilly or other friends of mine that obviously share the ins and outs, but like it's time for a shake up, and I think it's happening. I also think like what you were saying before, like if you can't see it, you can't be it. And again, when people talk about like these sexist men, like, oh, the product's not good, blah blah blah, I go, that would actually make sense statistically right now, because how long have men been playing AFL for? And how long have like women and genderqueer folk been playing, let alone like, for example, like Tilly grew up like playing purely for the love, having to play with boys, like all that sort of stuff. And like there was no career path. Like there was no like, when I grow up, I'm gonna become like, I'm gonna do this as a job. There was no job. Like Tilly was like 21, I think, when 2021, when they played professionally for the first time. So up until they were maybe like 18, and there was murmurs of like they're gonna create this program. Like there's no aspiration. There's no like even like programs within like schools and all this stuff to make elite athletes at a young age. That's only starting to happen now, which is so exciting. Like with the game, what's even happening with North Melbourne, like we're seeing like, but like it's like of course. Like
I remember going to school clinics in Western Australia with the Eagles, and you'd go to these primary school kids that just like froth that you're there, and we'd be like, hey, who wants to play for the Eagles one day? And then the boys would be like, yeah. And we're like, yeah, boys, you can play. And then there'll be, girls there, young girls going, can I play too? And I'm like,
was there no W
when I was playing? And I was like, no, you can't play. Sorry.
And that's the
like,
barrier.
You can only watch us. You can't
play.
I'm sorry. And I used to just think like,
this is not right. Yeah.
I'm so sorry. Like, so like It means the world, obviously to me personally, the W League, but, you know, for so many people, for this country, really.
Yeah.
And also
Yeah.
like the environment too. Like
Yeah.
when you go to like also like a W game of any sport compared to the men's, like it is such a like welcoming vibe and like environment. And I think like it's really important to create like those spaces for people. Like I feel like for me, like also why I never got around sport was because I was like, it doesn't feel that fun. Like when I go to like men's games, like I'm like, this isn't nice. Like I don't like, I'm not really enjoying myself. Like I'm hearing like Tom, Dick and Harry behind me, like call men like pussies and F slurs. Like, sorry?
Yeah.
Like,
am I in a doctor's office?
yeah. I'm like, what? So yeah, 100%. And I think it's so important. I think it's really time that the program also like pulls their finger out. I mean, even like there was a piece of work like published recently about how, you know, W players, I don't want to quote this wrong, but like talking about like them saying that like it was only like I think 2 grounds out of all the grounds that they play out, they were like, yeah, that was like fit to play.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I mean, stuff like that. It's just, it's so mind-boggling, even when you know it, just to kind of rehear it, like how many holes there are in a system that is so historical. But I think it just goes to show, like, you can always do better, and it needs to be done. Like you can't wait necessarily for certain things for the perfect time, for the perfect product. Like you just have to get underway.
You just have to,
right?
and the AFL has so much money. There's no reason. Like you invest in the program, you will eventually see a turnover. If you like, again, morally, like socially, like all of that, it's the right thing to do. But also from a business perspective, it is also the smart thing to do. And yeah, it's like pure sexism. Like I don't like. There's no other explanation for it at this point.
No.
Yeah.
But willing to take answers. Willing to take answers if there is one.
And I think no more, like I'll just before we like move on, like I think enough like with this like as a society or whatever, like women and like queer folk like this, like happy to be here. Like we're just happy to be here. We're just like grateful. It's like, no, fuck that. Like get what you deserve. Like, you know?
Yeah, 100%. I want to end on that.
There you go.
I want to end on that. That's such a good place to end on. Thank you so much for spending time on the bench with us, Kat.
Thanks for having me.
All right, so we are kicking off the end of the episode with a new segment, dubiously titled In and Out. In or out, not in and out, because the topic of discussion for this week is something that is certainly out, and that is the topic about this sort of crazed, overhyped issue of trans people in sports, particularly in the NBA. And we have a current story that is continuing to unfold as we record this episode, and will probably continue to develop as it's released in a week's time. And that is that the WNBA has been caught up in a renewed debate over trans inclusion after Phoenix Mercury player Sophie Cunningham publicly said that trans women should not compete in women's sports, despite no transgender women currently playing in league. And this comes in an interview where she was unprompted and she just decided to state this. And her comments have obviously fueled a significant amount of media attention. And this has sort of surmounted in 2 former NBA players subsequently declaring for the WNBA draft in protest, meaning that they are now saying that they are trans women, in essence, and that they will be drafting for the WNBA. And obviously this is highlighting how a largely hypothetical issue at this point in time has become essentially a major distraction from women who are actually competing in the league. So that's where we find ourselves today, and that is definitely something that I am voting hard out on, because I just think it's ridiculous, to be honest.
Completely agreed. It sounds like just men that, wanting desperately to be relevant again, and, putting their names in headlines that, women deserve more. And it's just like a stunt that's just absurd, makes absolutely no sense. And I just, it's deplorable. It's
so
actually deplorable.
So hard out. so hard out. I just, you know, like, I don't know if you, I know these two cis men and have watched them play before. And Bros, or particular one, he ain't getting drafted in the WNBA anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's just, and this particular one has, like, don't pretend don't stand up for women's rights when this particular person that's as part of signing on to the draft, he's got a 20-year AVO out against him from his former partner and child.
Wow.
So don't pretend that you're protecting women's rights when you've got that history.
Yeah.
So it's gross. It's men trying to center themselves in these amazing
something you don't
women
even
and non-binary
understand.
spaces. Yeah.
Like, don't even step into something that you don't even understand. Like, it's just absurd, and it's a stunt to be relevant again. As simple as that.
Yeah. I just sometimes when people do things that are this kind of dramatic and like laissez-faire, I'm just like, you thought that this was cool. There is an element of being cool to this that you really thought that you were buying into and you were super jazzed about. And that's the funniest and most ridiculous part of it for me, because I'm like, this serves nothing. I mean, they've just come out and it's like, they haven't presented like an argument. They've not like, they've half baked it. And it's like, they don't know what they're talking about, but they really think that it is quote unquote that simple. And it's when people, I think, particularly those who are on this side of like trying to quote unquote dismantle the patriarchy but are actually just inherently upholding it. Right. Like they can't understand because they will not accept that it's complicated and nuanced, and they are so unwilling to accept their part in this that they are like putting themselves on a pedestal because they think that they're different. It's just like, what are you doing? Like you're part of this problem, and it's so interesting to see people think that they are solving issues when they are really just making it worse for themselves as well. You know, it's so bizarre. It's so bizarre.
Sport is for everybody, and I think that should be the ongoing message, is that we should be having conversations about inclusion and how to include everybody in sport, and not these ridiculous stunts that just fuel anti-trans rhetoric. So pathetic. I find it pathetic.
I mean, it's just weird because I'm like, because when I think about, like, as a trans person, I'm like, what do people want from removing me from society and taking me to the forest, as you can see behind us here? What do people want for returning me to the earth? Okay. That's the thing. I was like, do you really think that this is like some kind of phenomenon that is going to do you really think I'm committing to a bit this hard for the sake of a bit? No, like, it's bizarre. I'm like, you get rid of every trans person that you can see, and then what? And then what do you get?
Right.
You know, what do these people get? I guess the question is like, and this is like where I kind of always get stumped, and even like now, like trying to get back into playing badminton, it's like, okay, you'll let me play, but can I succeed? You know, like, am I allowed to succeed? Because if I'm not allowed to succeed, and sport is based around competition, particularly at an elite level, and I guess with this, NBA thing, it is at an elite level, like, should we not be allowed to succeed? And I think it's like, it's ridiculous to say that, like, to say that sport is for everyone, without acknowledging that sport is about winning. And so if sport's for everyone, then everyone should be allowed the equal opportunity to win.
Currently, I think it came out this year, the IOC, the International Olympic Committee, made a ruling. It was earlier this year. Made a ruling that transgender people weren't allowed in women's competitions.
So they're almost, but like their sex, they want a once in a lifetime sex testing procedure to be mandatory for all women participating.
Not men, just women.
Yeah, in the I guess quote unquote female categories. So in essence, like, in a way, yes, to what you were saying. It's just ridiculous.
It's dangerous. It's setting a precedent for how women are you know, how women do you have to be able to play sport pretty well? And, you know, that starts to threaten, you know, sex testing. I mean, that can open up a can of worms all over the place because gender and sex is not as simple as people put it to be. Like, I mean, you know, cis women could find themselves to you know, have some variations in sex characteristics and not even know, and then suddenly their athletic careers at risk. So it's troublesome, you know, being quite a masculine woman myself. It starts to set like this weird, you know, transvestigation sort of culture where, like, you know, now you're getting coaches, maybe like, you know, and bringing in health professionals to start questioning, like, hey, hang on a minute, I don't know if you belong in women's sports. So it's just, it hurts. It's harmful, of course, to trans athletes, but it's extremely harmful to women's athletes in general, I think.
Yeah. Hey, Rudy, how obviously the latest with the WNBA and the NBA, these former NBA players, is just one of many, a constant perpetual conversation about, you know, trans athletes. How do you feel every time that, or like your existence, as you said, like getting debated all the time, and these people, particular men, have all these, you know, quite aggressive and takes to say that you aren't allowed. And how do you feel with that? Like,
I mean, I think it's changed over the years. But I think, like, for me, there's like a couple of different levels. Like, obviously there's like the realistic level of like, I just don't fundamentally understand, and I can see that for these people it comes from a sense of fear, because I think that they are scared about the pursuit of a life that is joyful and real. And I think people are scared to diverge from the status quo because the patriarchy harms everyone. It doesn't just harm women. It harms men as well. And so in that sense, it's like I have a level of empathy because I can see that these people are acting mostly out of fear. However, like, for me personally, I just kind of find it hard to advocate sometimes because my concept of gender feels it doesn't feel fake or wrong to me, but like I feel a bit uncomfortable talking about it because I don't know how to explain to people that I don't have a concept of gender in my own head. Like, I know that for the language that I use and for the world I exist in, I am transmasculine, but I don't have a gender inside me. I'm like, I think I am more like an element of the universe, or, you know, like an anomaly of existence rather than something that lives and breathes a gender. So when it comes to feeling a part of conversations like this, I actually don't feel like I'm a part of them at all. And so it's interesting in that sense because I'm like, I honestly feel more like a shapeshifter. Like, when I go into spaces, sports spaces, and like people are talking about it, I'm like, how are they talking about me? And can I guess how they're talking about me and the assumptions that they might be making about me or someone who looks like me or behaves like me? And then I will move because I'm like, no one's ever going to understand me. And you know what I mean?
Such some deep insight, Rudy. And I really thank you for sharing that. And it's like, these cis men that obviously speak up against the trans athlete inclusion into women's spaces, I bet your bottom dollar they haven't listened to trans people.
If they had listened,
their voices,
they wouldn't be doing this because they would understand what trans people are and their experiences are.
Exactly. But I think in this instance, like, to bring it back to these like two cis men, I think that and the wider argument, I think, Hannah, you said this before, it's like, you know, it's not that simple and people just wouldn't know. I find it disconcerting that we are seemingly moving towards like a discourse and way of talking about trans issues. And I will go out and I will say that there are demographics of the trans community who are also speaking with this language, which is very bioessentialist, which is that you can separate, you can't separate the mind and the body. It's like so philosophical in Descartes, but it's like, so if you have these genitals, this means that you'll behave in this way, act in this way, do these things, and be this kind of person.
Black and white.
And it's very black and white, and it's so boring and so untrue.
Exactly.
And like,
Not
it's
that
just
simple.
like,
It's just simply not that simple. And I hate the fact that we have to say this, but trans women do not transition to go into women's sport to perform well. Like, men are not turning into women to go into sport to perform and outperform women. That's not what trans women are. That's not who they are. That's not why they're transitioning.
That's just a
But the
shit
fact that you
man.
have to kind of right. But the fact that you have to like state this and say the obvious like is crazy. It's like, hang on, this is not what's happening.
Yeah.
Well, out these two cis men.
That's right.
And in the voices and opinions of you two lovely people. It was really awesome. And I really urge our listeners to send this podcast and this chat, what we've had over the last 5 minutes, to people that may not listen to enough, queer voices or transgender voices, because, and do love sport and trying to make sense of this latest conversation around the WNBA and trans athletes within it. So, yeah.
Yeah, 100%. Well, I'm sure we'll talk about it again.
Yes.
But look, we've got to love you and leave you, our dear audience. Thanks for sticking around for yet another time on the bench. We're still working on what kind of puns are good and cool to say. We're still in the workshop on those, but I'm throwing them out there. So
You just said it there.
I know.
Bench, workshop bench.
See?
There's a pun already. You're getting better.
Thank you. You know, I
we
only
go.
learned how to do puns last year. I'm not even kidding. Anyway, it's a conversation for another day.
Yeah.
We have to leave you. This podcast is supported by the Victorian Government, and shout out to the MVPs of production, Humdinger Studios, for making this show possible. Thank you so much for tuning in for another episode of Benched. You can find us, as always, at Team Benched on all your favorite social media platforms. If you're listening to this, go and check us out on YouTube. If you're on YouTube, don't forget that if you don't have YouTube Premium, you can listen to us on podcast platforms, just so you know. Take a big sip of water, go out and get some sunshine or get some rest if it's nighttime. I've been Rudy Jean Rigg.
I've been Hannah Wilkinson.
And I've been Mitch Brown.
See you later.